Agreed. I mean, I'm gonna add a really ridiculous argument to this. Okay,
Try.
let's talk about molecules. Okay,
Okay.
let's take it back to like molecules.
Yeah.
Everything that you're saying to me right now, and 90% of what you're saying, even 95% of what you're saying, I agree with. Okay,
Okay.
chances are. But let's go to atoms. Let's go to molecules. You're telling me to define everything by what you're saying. Your beanie, your jacket, these microphone receivers. But they're all made of atoms. They're all made of molecules, right? So these things have been formed into shapes. We then define these shapes. We then apply purpose to these shapes. We use these shapes in different ways. Now, depending on your intellect, depending on your ability to grasp concepts, may define your ability to understand or accept the concept, right? So you're a smart guy, clearly, and you've been able to grasp some very complicated ideas. Not everyone's like that. Some people have very simplistic ways of thinking. Some have very simplistic lifestyles. And so their ability to define the things that you define are not the same. And they don't see them the same. And so though you like to state the world as if it's one finite, all-inclusive, we all know the same thing world that we live in, it is not that. We all have different intellect, we have different lives, we have different lifestyles, we have different minds. So how I define something, though you may disagree with it, it's all made of the same thing. It's all made by the same material that God gave us to play with.
But there's a common basic truth that we all have access to.
Right.
That's my point. And I engage in a discussion on that very common basic truth that is acceptable to everyone. So when I find someone is really, blinded by whatever that, for example, they're not open to reason, open to any kind of, understanding, okay, spiritual or analytical, as you were saying, then I would not be able to have any communication, any discussion. But if I see that people are, as a human being, using their intellect, the God-given faculty of rationality, then I say all of us have access universally to this basic truth using this tool. And this is what I'm appealing to always. This tool is acceptable to you, accessible to you, to me, to your partner, and everyone else. It's not I'm trying to use a mathematical equation to describe the reality and so on. I'm using things as best as I can. This is where I might fail sometimes, as you're saying, to engage with the people to that level of basic truth about the reality. That there is a creator, that we should fulfill our obligation to this creator, because we're going to die one day and that's not the end of it. We will be resurrected again and asked, how did you spend your life? Did you really fulfill the reason I created you for, or did you just waste your time looking after money and wealth and fame and whatever? Or did you just totally was too lazy looking after your own ego and oneself? So this basic truth about the essential destination that we are all going to go to, you might have different ideas, but it's something that we can all resonate with. But there is this life and we are going to die one day. That's for a fact. You might have different kind of beliefs, but in this reality, you and I was not going to live more than 150 years. No human being is able to live more than 150 years. So as we die, where do we go? This is where we say, this is where I want to point this out. The human mind has its limits of its speculative understanding. The human mind surrenders to revelation from our Creator. Our Creator, being just and wise and merciful, gives us guidance from Himself to understand who He is, who we are, why we're created here, what's going to happen after we die, and that's why He sent prophets and messengers. Oftentimes He gives them books, revelations, guidance, and tells them, this is what you're supposed to do. Follow this, and you'll be successful in this life and the next life. As Muslims, we try to share this message, this truth with everyone else. It's up to the people what they believe in. Because at the end of the day, you'll have to account for your belief and your actions in the day of judgment that we believe in, that everyone will be accountable for what they have done. No one's going to get away. Do you think those people who have done so much wrong, so much injustice, and they die like a king, they'll get away? No. Every single human beings will be resurrected to account for what they believe and what they did. In that day, God, our Creator, the one and only, the absolute sovereign, will be the judge, and He will judge them fairly. No injustice will be done on that day. This is the message that we are trying to convey and share to the people. And we're saying Islam is that message from our Creator from day one of the creation of human beings. All the prophets and messengers in the past, they brought the same message. Jesus brought the same message. Moses brought the same message. So when we talk about Abrahamic faiths, they brought the same message of submission to one and only Creator. We call that submission, the state of submission, Islam. That's what the Arabic word means. Your sincere, willing submission and surrender of your will to the will of this one true Creator. Whoever does this, we call them in Arabic a Muslim, a submitter. That is what we are saying is what is the purpose of your life to be a Muslim, to live a life of justice and fairness and kindness and so on. And then you die and you have the guarantee of God, the promise of God, that you will be in a life of eternal happiness, eternal joy. You'll be with your companions, with your partner, with your family, with your children. If they all believe in this, this is the success, the ultimate success of our own existence. Success is not getting, some momentary happiness here and there with marijuana and hashish and ganja, whatever. Success is saving ourselves from the eternal punishment of hellfire and entering ourselves in the ultimate abode of heaven, paradise, in which there is no grief, there is no sorrow, there is no pain, there is no misery. All there is contentment, bliss, felicity, peace, joy, happiness. That is what we should be aiming for, and this is what we're trying to share. So if I failed in any way in conveying this simple message to you, this is my failure. But at least if you, as you are, can take the opportunity yourself, open up the Quran, have a read about it, and see whether it resonates with you. Read the biography of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the final messenger of our Creator. See if his message, his guidance from God that he exemplified in his own life resonates with you. And if you think this is the truth, all you have to do is sincerely accept it. That's all.
So I'm going to say this. I learned more from you in the last 5 minutes than in the past hour, okay? Because
I learned from you to how to speak to you in your terms. Tried.
You're communicating on the level that I'm asking you to communicate on now.
I tried.
And
I
that's all I'm
appreciate.
asking.
I tried, and I appreciate for teaching me that. So I learned something from you. I tried to put it in practice, and I'll try to improve, God willing, inshallah, more to understand each person in the level to speak to them.
My goal is not to prove you wrong, and I know your goal is not to prove. Well, I hope it's not to prove me wrong.
To establish the truth.
Because whatever I say is not me. Okay, it's just the things that I'm taught.
Yeah.
And whether it's true or not,
We want to all accept the truth.
we'll find out one day.
Do you agree
right?
on that? We all should accept the truth
out one
and
day.
follow the truth. Yeah, one day we'll all find out. That's for sure. But we don't want to be in a position where it was too late to find out that we were on the wrong path.
Like I
That's
said,
why.
the last 5 minutes, you found that place that you were supposed to go to, and that's when I really started to hear it. Okay,
Thank you.
and I appreciate that. Thank you.
You take care, my friend. Okay?
You too, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. You take care. You take care. Okay? Nice speaking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Bye. Bye. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.